Also, just like, how do you retaliate? It's like, I'm gonna fuck one.
I would fuck him for real. I'd fuck him 100%.
Yeah.
Would you?
I'd have to.
I don't know if I'd fuck him.
I'd fuck him. I'd jizz on him at least.
I would jizz on him.
Yeah, I would jizz on him.
I would jizz and make him.
You would just stand next to him and jerk off?
And then kill him. I don't know.
Jerk off on him, kill him. You have to.
So Mario's standing. He's in the march. Soldier approaches Mario. He demanded Mario's Notre Dame ring.
Oh,
remember that ring
dude,
that he loved?
Yeah.
Super Mario was still wearing it
Yeah.
in the march for some reason.
It's hilarious.
I think he forgot. He was probably pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Wow.
The soldier put his bayonet to Mario's neck, and another a U.S. soldier turned to him and told him it wasn't worth dying for, because Mario said no. He loved his ring. This Japanese soldier put a bayonet to him and was like, give me the ring. He's like, no, you don't have to take out a ring. This is pretty crazy, though.
Did he get the ring off his hand?
He did.
Okay.
Japanese soldier steals the ring. Steals his Notre Dame class ring, and Mario is fucking... Whoa. So fucking sad, dude.
Oh, man.
Then this happens. This is wild. A Japanese officer approaches him and says, in perfect English, says, did one of my men take something from you? Which is like, the hell is this guy doing speaking my language?
Yeah.
And Tonelli said, yeah, he took my ring. He took my class ring. And the guy says, the officer says, I studied in the United States. I went to Southern California. I remember that run. He remembers the game. He remembers Tonelli's run in 1937. He was like, I'm familiar with Notre Dame football. And he handed him the ring back.
Whoa.
It's fucking wild.
That's pretty crazy. So he got to wear his ring.
Kept his ring. Now, the officer was like, you got to fucking hide that because everybody's going to try to steal that.
Yeah.
So,
He
I don't know where
respected the way
hit
he
it.
pounded the ball.
He loved that north-south running approach.
Wow.
But, yeah, he's a Japanese officer. He studied at USC. He's
Yeah.
like, I remember that 1937 run.
Yeah.
What a
Crazy.
game.
Think
Yeah.
about, like, running into, like, Reggie Bush.
True.
Like, if we, all right, let's say we, like, invaded, like,
Yeah.
Jamaica, and you just saw Usain Bolt walking, and you're like,
Oh, shit.
I remember that guy.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
I would be like, kill him right away. If he
Like,
was,
he's going to escape. That motherfucker.
if he's on the other side.
Tonelli
yeah,
didn't-
he's huge.
Tonelli had his strength, dude. He could, dude. You know how fast he would have trucked through the Baton Death March?
Oh, my
That's true.
God.
If you saw like
Just- just lowering the shoulder. You ever see All-Star highlight videos?
Yeah.
Where he's like trucking through like 12 dudes. It would have been incredible. See those tiny Japanese try to tackle him?
Oh, no way.
Nobody could have stopped Mario.
yeah, if you saw like an emaciated Usain Bolt,
Yeah.
you'd put the gold medal back on. him.
Yeah.
You'd be like, come on, man. Just
You're the fastest.
Mario said this about that officer. He said, I always thought that someday he'd try to look me up. I guess he probably didn't make it. And
he didn't try to look that guy up. He didn't know that guy.
no, you fucking. He didn't. I doubt he knew his name. It's like I looked up Matsuhaka Bakaraki or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they got streets over there.
Couldn't Google it. I'll tell you this.
He's got his ring.
He's got his ring. Anyway, Mario's got his ring back. Last night, this is what I called Chris because this shit was sick, dude. If you get a chance, listen to Jocko's podcast or read the book.
Yeah.
It's by Jim Bollich. Jim Bollich, Bollich. He has a book called The Baton Death March, A Soldier's Story. And Jocko has a whole podcast on it where he basically just reads he reads passages
I
from
love
the
when he
book.
does that. Yeah, he just like reads
Dude,
books.
I was listening to this thing like, it was crazy. The end of this book fucking ruled.
What was it about? So it was about a
Alright.
soldier's account of the Baton.
Yeah,
Death
he
March?
was with Mario, and oddly enough, they were in the same camp initially as well, which was called Cabana Tuan.
Nice.
They were both in that camp.
Got a cabana.
Cabana Tuan. But this book, dude, like the fucking shit they went, like the
Yeah.
march. Dysentery, turns out it's not as funny as we all think it is.
What happens?
You end up like shitting out blood and mucus for the majority of it.
Oh,
You know, I always thought it was just diarrhea to death.
it's blood
I think
and mucus.
I thought it was.
It is, you diarrhea out blood and mucus.
I think I've had a
Right,
little
yeah.
dysentery before.
But that's
Oh, I've had-
that's the beginning.
I've been wiping too hard and
Little
getting
bit
dysentery. The beginning, you just crap. Yeah, you crap.
Yeah,
and then you start when
And
shit
then the
gets
lining is gone.
Yeah,
and
then
you just,
you
You just crap out everything.
you crap out. And so all these guys had dysentery.
Oh.
All these guys had everybody was crapping out. Everybody obviously there's no showers, there's no water. Jim Bolich, I'm gonna fuck his name up. Jim, we'll call him Jim. He fucking at one point he's marching. They would do this thing where they saw a well, like where you could get some water, and if you went to the well, you would get shot. But they were all so thirsty that they would all agree, a bunch of us are going to get shot, but we got to try to get this. So they, like a group of 12 dudes would run to get water. 5 of them would get shot to death. He was one of the guys. He went for it. Jim did, got a gulp of water and ran back in line and made it. But like 4 other guys got shot.
Damn.
I mean, it was crazy. The whole at one point he was marching and he saw a canteen on a fence while they were marching, and he was like, I thought it was a trap, but fuck it. I took, and he got it. Jim got a canteen that got him through the march, and he had to hold it the whole day because he was like, I can't drink it in daylight because if somebody sees me, they'll kill me.
Yeah.
So he just marched with like a canteen hidden.
Oh, it would kill me.
He was so thirsty.
He had
dude.
a bev.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, what was interesting about that was he started to get dysentery. And right when they got to this camp, Cabana Tuan, there was a tree there that had leaves that cured dysentery. He got lucky that he started to get the symptoms of dysentery like during the march, so he knew he had it, so he started munching these leaves. But within like a few days, the tree was empty. There was no leaves because everybody had dysentery.
Damn.
Everybody died. I'm talking like they all died.
Damn.
Now they split them up, U.S. and Filipino camps. So the Filipinos during the march, like Filipino civilians were getting killed. Like they would try to give people food and they would get executed for that. Like,
Fuck.
dude, the Japanese were so mean, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, what's their problem?
Wanna
Did we
take over the
massacre
world.
anybody?
Did we?
White people?
We don't do that kind of thing.
No, we don't do that crap. What do you mean we? I stand by nothing the United States has done
No?
other than going to the moon.
True.
That's the only one.
the only thing
I
I
feel like I
celebrate.
had something to do with
Colonize
Big time.
the moon.
that. All right, so Mario's at this camp. So is old Jim. Jim had like, if you listen to this podcast, it gives you a deeper account. I mean, I'm starting to run out of steam here because the rest of this is now, and also you got to keep in mind this is the beginning of the war.
Oh.
This is like the very beginning of the war. These guys got into prison camps, and the prison camps are exactly what you'd think they were. There's like fucking bamboo walls, dirt.
Yeah.
You just get killed. 4 guys tried to escape from Cabana or whatever the fuck it was called, and
Cabana Tuan.
4 guys tried to escape. They all got brought back. They got placed in crates at the front of the camp, like small, tiny crates, so that everybody could see what happens if you tried to escape. Then they marched everybody out, had the 4 guys dig their own graves, and then got executed into their own graves.
Oh.
After that, they split up into like a buddy system, a group of 10. So if one of you escaped, everybody died. And anytime somebody escaped, everybody else got executed.
Kill all your buddies.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They're mean, dude.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Did people successfully escape from there?
Yeah, and what was cool, especially some of that cavalry unit, some of them escaped, and they formed a guerrilla resistance in the Philippines for like a long time.
Fuck.
Yeah, pretty tight.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. Also, listen to the hardcore history on this. The Australians versus the Japanese, pretty tight.
It's a good battle.
They're
They're tight now. They're allies.
Are they, boys?
I think the allies.
I think there's so many Japanese. we're all allies with Japan
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Japan,
that's-
yeah,
yeah.
Japan was like,
Anything Australia
give us
is doing is
baseball, give
us.
us basketball.
That's yeah, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I was
They're
reading about.
if you think of Australia, that's basically Canada for
Gotcha.
us.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything we do, they're like, hell yeah.
Southern
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah,
Copycats.
they rule though. Just
sure.
like Canada.
Yeah.
Canada and Australia both kind of rule. Whoa, you don't like Canada?
I'm not about.
I heard
I
of- yeah,
think Canada's cool.
yeah.
I'm saying they're kind of like copycats.
Yeah.
They just chill, do stuff, and then like, what's America up to? Man?
Yeah, except both of them fight like hard.
Australia and Canada.
Yeah, they're hard.
I mean,
fighters.
Australia would crush Canada.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, I know there's some tough dudes from Canada for
No,
sure.
Canada.
Yeah.
Canada was a D-Day. Canada fucking balled out because they were all
Really?
English.
But I thought they were at like the weak parts. Were they
I mean,
Omaha, Utah, or were they like?
Look, I don't know
down the
exactly where.
line.
I know the Canadians did work.
Yeah, I think so. But there was sections.
Historically, Canada has done.
So you're saying
Good stuff.
Aussies are kind of yellow bellies. when it
No,
comes to
Aussies are hardcore fucking.
So there's
dudes.
no yellow bellies.
Neither of them. I'm saying both of those countries are hardcore.
Nice.
Hardcore.
What's the?
It's history.
I feel like somebody has to be a yellow belly so I can
Gallipoli or
feel good
whatever?
about myself.
France. You could say France.
Oh, yeah.
France is weak.
No, they just ran into the
Buzzsaw.
Germans twice.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, they ran into Alabama twice. Germany's Alabama. Germany's Alabama.
Yeah, that's got to be fun. In the beginning, Italy had to feel like they picked the right horse. They were like,
Fucking
look
right,
at
dude. Look how
Germany.
sharp Hitler looked. He was up
Yeah.
there screaming and shit. It's like, yo, this is our fucking team. Compare him to fucking Churchill.
Yeah.
And also,
True.
Germany had just taken everything they wanted the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second things got rocky, Italy was like, I don't even love you. It was a honeymoon phase for a few years.
You
And
did what? Yeah.
You're doing a what to the Jews? We're in the Northeast. All right. What the hell? What the heck's going on? All right. So if you listen, this is for the listener.
Yeah.
If you're going to listen to that Jocko podcast or read that book, don't listen to the rest of this or what I'm about to say. Because fast forward like a minute. Because I'm going to tell these characters, these two fucking knuckleheads, about our old boy Jim. So Jim, and this also happened to Mario. They get put in what's called hell ships. So these ships were transporting prisoners off the island back to Japan. Like if you were like an able-bodied guy, they would send you back to Japan to work because they didn't sign the Geneva Conventions. They would put prisoners to work in factories and all that shit. But they put you on these steel. First off, I forgot to include this in the Bataan Death March. There was about a 1-hour train ride. They put them all on trains to ship them to Camp O'Donnell, and the train, it was in boxcars that were made out of metal, just like the ship was.
Oh.
That it was 110 degrees this day on this march, and they packed. Obviously they underestimated how many prisoners there were going to be. You couldn't. So guys died in the boxcars and didn't fall. You were that packed. Like you'd just be standing next to a guy that was like, "Bleh."
It was full weekend at Bernie's.
Everybody was weekending, dude. Yeah.
It'd be
It was
two
weekend.
Bernies per one person who's alive. So you'd be between two Bernies like, fuck.
Matt, your lack of respect for American war heroes is pissing me off. All right?
I'm sorry. I was painting
It had
visually.
to-
That was actually the perfect visual. But I don't like it. You don't fucking.
No, you're right. You're right.
It had to suck being tall back then because you couldn't get sent back to the factory
Why?
because you can't fit.
Can't fit. What do you mean?
Too tall.
Oh,
You
you're
need
talking about the Japanese
size.
factory?
Yeah,
No,
yeah. You can't
not
talk about-
everything's short centric, Chris.
Yeah.
So you said you couldn't
I
be.
You
bet-
got those fucking
I bet
Tojo
this-
glasses on right now. Look, I'll kick your ass.
So you're telling me if you're too tall, you couldn't make the PlayStations if you got caught?
yeah.
Oh, dude, we nuked them right into fucking VCRs and PlayStations. We're like, all right, enough cutting people's heads off, dude. Get to Sonic. Make Sega. Go. Make Mario.
You channel that psycho energy.
Japanese
into-
did make Mario.
Yeah.
What?
Perhaps after Mario Tonelli.
They might have actually.
I wonder if that's spy
Maybe that guy
activity.
survived.
Yeah. That's,
Damn,
Never
dude.
even thought of that.
Came back to Japan with the greatest tail.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Mario definitely, against USC, he hit star power. On that 70-yard run. It was din, 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 din. But yeah, they were putting these like fucking train cars that were like...
That
and there's-
sucks.
Dude, the hell ships were the shittiest sounding... That was the one that like while I was listening to it, I was like, all right, that one... I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had to march 70 miles in 6 days
Yeah.
under perfect conditions, I'd be like, this sucks.
Stinks.
If I had like a tent, I'd be like, I'm never doing this again.
Like a camel pack in his tent.
Yeah, dude. But the hell ships, they were just packed into the bottom.
Oh.
Like you couldn't stand up. Then they were at sea for 64 days
Oh,
because they were like dodging Allied ships and planes and like submarine. They were just, and the heat in the cargo hold got to the point where everybody would like pass out simultaneously.
fuck.
Like, and maybe you'd wake up like just, you were in an oven
Oh.
for 60 days.
that's kind of
With
a nice
one
way
bucket.
to go, though.
One bucket.
Per?
They would pass around one bucket, and
Oh.
everybody had diarrhea.
Oh.
Everybody.
5 gallon?
I don't know what we're talking. I
5-gallon
would
Home
imagine
Depot?
small because you would have
Yeah.
to toss it up to the Japanese.
Oh yeah, probably. I think they only had those little like pails back then.
Ugh.
Yeah.
They didn't have like a let's get it
And
done.
they'd
orange
pretend to
fiber.
mishandle it on its way up. For
Oh,
sure.
and dump poop on. I mean, let's be honest. If I was a Japanese soldier and I had the opportunity to dump poop on the enemy, I might do that. Let's be honest. I might tip the
Yeah.
bucket.
Yeah, I mean, no good, dude. The hell ships was like, damn, that was.
Imagine waking up from a pass out. And
They
being
didn't
like,
see the
"Where-"
sun.
Oh,
You didn't see the sun. There were no windows.
Oh.
You didn't see the sun for 60 days,
Jesus.
and it was hot. That's what sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And your shoulder to shoulder can't stand up. Dudes couldn't physically. There were some parts where the deck was so low, or the roof was so low that because it was designed for cargo. So there was a bottom hold, at least on one of the hell ships I heard about, that you could kind of stand up or at least sit up. The other guys were just trapped like laying, dude. You're like laying for 60
On
days in
metal.
the dark, in heat.
I mean, how do you survive? Is a question.
Most didn't. Most did not.
Really.
Yeah.
So what was the numbers by the time they got off the ship?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. But of the death camp, I mean, what did I say? Like 15, just the march, like 15,000 died on
right,
just
so
6 days.
Oh.
And then you get to this camp, then you're at a prison camp. I mean,
Yeah. So they're probably whittled in
of
half by this point.
I knew what this answer was. I think so. Japanese camps, prison camps, had a 40% death rate. That's how many people died in the camp. Not like were fucked for the rest of their lives physically from disease and shit.
It's 1 star.
40% died. To compare that, I think it was 3% in Europe. Death rate.
Damn. In all of Europe?
Yeah. Not all.
In all of Europe?
Prisoner of war camps in Western, in the
Gotcha,
West,
gotcha,
in
yeah.
our theater. I'm
Gotcha.
sure the Russian and German prisoner camps were significantly worse, but in the Western theater, it was I think 3%, which
Damn.
was like less than COVID.
Yeah, we gave the Germans like peanut butter and shit.
Yeah, we like have fun. You guys like this?
Yeah.
Like, yes. But who is making this peanut butter? We're like, oh, Jews. Who? The Jews?
Jews and gypsies.
So yeah, hell ships, all this. You
Damn.
just they get sent to Japan. I'll tell you what happens to Mario. Mario survives the war because I couldn't find too much information on what happened to him during the war or while he was in POW camps. He kept his class ring throughout the whole war.
Nice.
Saved it. He says it was in a soap dish.
Up his butt.
I think it was in his ass.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I think he put that in that little tunnel. That little, I think it went. Doot, doot, doot. I think it sunk right in. But he made it through. What was cool was when he got back to the United States. All right, he went in at about 210 pounds. He was 98 pounds when he got rescued.
Damn.
98. He got back to the United States. I forget the quote. It was pretty funny. He was like, "From the power of American roast beef and mashed potatoes, he gained weight again." And
Yes.
he played one season again with the Cardinals. But the reason they signed him, which is actually pretty sick, also while you were at war in the NFL, that counted towards your pension.
Nice.
There's this X amount of years you have to play in the NFL to get a pension, and they counted wartime for that. So when the Cardinals re-signed him, it counted for pension. So now he's got pension the rest of his.
That's
for his
pretty
life.
sick.
Pretty sick move by the Cardinals. And it was pretty funny. I was watching like an NFL films thing on Tonelli. They gave him a little coupon that was like free for every NFL game.
Awesome.
So he's like 85 going up to like Chicago Bears, like just some black lady working. She's like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And he's like, do you read this? He's like, it says I go into any game I want. And she's like, you have to go around. Pretty fun to watch.
It's got like Marilyn Monroe on it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you got it. What bothered me about it was a ticket that was free for every NFL game except the Super Bowl. That was a caveat on the card, which I didn't like.
Yeah, that's
Let
kinda
him go to
shitty.
the Super Bowl,
Let him go to
dude.
the bowl, dude.
Come on.
It's also nice that imagine if like he got back and they had 1 year left. That now they would have been like, sorry.
We got to
about
cut
that.
him.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
about that.
for sure.
We got to appease the stockholders.
Yeah. Pretty sick
Sorry,
life,
buddy.
though. And then Tonelli, I'm sure he's dead now. I didn't even look that up.
Damn, he's dead. He's definitely
Gotta
dead.
be.
See how, I mean, he is. He
He's
is dead.
Totally fucking dead.
You'd be surprised. One guy I was looking at, yeah, of course he's dead. Where'd he die? A lot of them go south.
Florida.
In Chicago in his home.
Hell yeah, dude.
Tonelli is king. When did he die?
January 7th, 2003.
Damn,
He
dude.
saw the towers?
He saw the towers.
He saw the towers go down?
And he probably listened to Eminem.
Isn't that the craziest thing? A guy that
That's-
was in the Bataan Death March saw the World Trade Centers fall.
Oh,
2003. He saw Gladiator.
Yeah.
He saw the movie Gladiator. He was probably sitting there like, holy shit. That was like my favorite thing about Jim Bolich. Jim, when he survives the war. Jim survives the war. Obviously, he wrote a fucking book. One of the first things they did, like one of the first nights, they had movie nights in the camp. Still, he was still in the prison camp, but the Allied soldiers were there, and they were like feeding these guys, trying to get them better. They would have movies at night, and he was like, "Thank God I never saw a fucking movie, because if I had known this was going on in the outside world, I would have tried to escape so many times." Like he had no idea shit ruled
Really?
in life.
So
He had been in a prison camp. These guys were in prison camps for over 1,000 days.
What?
They
were from the start of the war till the end of the
beginning
war.
of the war to the end of the war. They were in a
Yeah.
fucking Japanese prison camp with a 40% death rate.
Oh.
And yeah, he didn't. All these guys like take their mind. You try to take your mind off home, because otherwise you die,
Yeah.
or you want to give up, or you want to escape. So like then this guy would sit down and watch a movie of like a beautiful lady falling in love with a guy and like dancing, and he was like, "Fuck, like fuck, dude, I've been in this fucking prison."
That would suck so fucking bad.
Oh.
How do you find the will to live? What are you living for? in a
Tonelli
prison?
claims it was his class ring. Tonelli, I swear to God,
so funny.
he said he would look at it at night. He would like shit it out probably, and just look at it and be like, "One day I'm gonna play for the Chicago Cardinals again."
How was his stats on his final season?
I think he,
I heard he was trash.
I think he was trash.
I heard he was a bum.
Shut up, dude. Tonelli would fuck you up.
It was funny. People didn't know who he was. Like, boo.
Yeah, this guy sucks. Like, yeah, he's been in a prison camp for 4 fucking years. He gained 100 pounds this year.
Completely out of shape.
Beef and mashed potato. Dude, that must have been
Did
awesome.
he have a sweetheart back home?
He was married to his wife, Mary.
Oh man.
And I hope I don't know.
Mary
I didn't find
better
any
been honest,
information.
bro.
Mary,
She
if
cheated?
Mary wasn't honest, if that guy was in a prison camp and Mary cheated, she deserves execution.
Nah, I think Tonelli.
Yeah, of course, it's forgiven and
Tonelli
forgivable.
Tonelli
Tonelli
would
wouldn't
support
care.
it.
Tonelli's
He'd be like,
above that.
I'm glad you got what you needed.
Tonelli's
Tonelli
above
probably
that.
went home and beat the shit out of her, dude.
He's probably, this food's cold.
Strapped her to the door. Roll around.
How dare you guys accuse Tonelli of this? This war hero NFL running back.
You're getting the
You
door
two-
tonight,
You
dude.
two fucking bums, dude. I come in here with a nice history of podcast, and you guys crap on it. You crap.
I'm not crapping on. This is great.
What the fuck else?
What happened in the camp?
Dude, this is what. All right, so I was playing NCAA last night, listening to 2 hours of this Jocko podcast. I cried at the end of this thing, or I didn't cry. I got a little teary eyed. It was one of those where I was like, oh. Like I'm sitting there like, playing a video game, and then he hit this one line at the end, and I was like. Like it's one of those. I can. The way I would explain the crying is, you ever like,
Swallow
you
the
ever
bug.
something bad happens to you and it doesn't make you cry at all until you try to tell someone about
Oh.
it, and then as soon as you start talking, you're like, it was fine, but I was like,
Oh, fuck.
I actually got emotional when I told people about what I had heard. Anyway, so this guy, he goes through hell, dude. I'm talking, there's a disease called beriberi everybody got, which is like, I guess a disease you get from malnourishment and only eating rice, which is like your feet and hands swell and then you just fucking die. That's called wet beriberi. There's also dry beriberi, which is, I know, it sounds like a fucking Captain Crunch.
Yeah, it sounds like a cereal,
great.
yeah.
But dry beriberi is you just have severe pain in your hands and feet. And one guy had it so bad that he just had the doctors just remove all his nerves in his hands and feet.
Oh.
It would hurt that bad. Like, it just was dude, Jim, I can't say his last name, so I'm just going to call him Jim. Jim, at one point, he was sent to Manchuria in the north. This is fucking Russia. So he went from fucking equator where everything sucked because it was so hot. Then he went to Russia for the winter. So it was just freezing in a prison
Why'd he go
camp.
to Russia?
The Japanese sent him there.
Oh, they're boys
They
and
have
Russians?
no, it's there. They owned it. It's present-day Russia.
Okay, I got you.
And in this camp, they conducted experiments on the troops, on U.S. Like, they conducted, like, Dr. Mengele level. Like, they were, like, just tying people together. Like, does this work?
What the fuck?
They were just like,
Did anything come out of that?
what's that?
Any of that research?
Probably. I'm sure there was like a lot of. I mean, we went to the moon.
True.
Thanks to the Nazis. I'm sure some of the reresearch those boys
We
put together.
stitched 2 people together.
I think Dr. Mengele's shit sucked. His was like, if I stab a twin, does it hurt the other one? He like loved twins. And twins.
So you got experimented on?
He left that out in the book. Jocko surmised it. Jocko was like, that camp is where that took place. The whole time he's reading, every time he reads a passage, he goes,
Yeah. I love listening to him read books.
he's like, he's like, I read stuff like this and I think how fucking pathetic I am. I'm like, all right, take it easy, Jocko. You don't have to. It's just such a funny way for an adult male to read a book and be like, I'm so pathetic.
That's how I read most books.
I mean, yeah, that's how everything I do.
Yeah. Listen to music.
I lost to Vanderbilt. No, I lost to Missouri last night at home with Tennessee. I was like, I'm pathetic. This was the wildest shit. So Jim survives all this. At one point, he goes to the dentist in one of these camps, and the guy just cuts out like most of his teeth.
What the fuck?
Like he couldn't communicate with them.
Why did you go to the dentist?
I don't. He had a fucked up tooth that hurt the whole time. He was like,
Uber driver.
somebody
He
help.
got a card in his mail like, your 6-month appointment. He's like,
Yeah,
"The
he's
fuck?"
like, oh man, I gotta report to this Japanese dentist. Guess what time it was when he went to the dentist?
What time?
2:30.
2:30. So
So he's like pulled his fucking teeth out?
they just ripped some of his teeth out. This shit sucked, dude.
Oh my God.
And then also he said he felt like searing pain. It was them cutting the gum. They cut the gum before they could rip the tooth out.
He's getting his wisdom teeth removed.
It was nuts.
Oh.
So towards the end of the war, they noticed that the Japanese guards were making them dig foxholes, and they were like, nice.
Yeah.
That means you fuckers are hiding, you pussies.
That's
that means
so
we're coming. They also started noticing U.S. bombers and like all that shit, and they were
God,
like
it must
sick.
be sweet.
Wow.
But it turns out their camp was next to a tank factory, which again was against the Geneva Convention. You can't put prison camps next to factories because
How
when
we
the other
supposed to bomb
when
them,
we
yeah.
come bomb the factory, we're gonna hit our own fucking people.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is what happened. The U.S. bombed and hit his prison camp and killed, a bunch. And this is at the end of the war. These guys had gone from day one to literally the U.S. invasion, and
Yeah.
they get hit with their own bomb.
It's like when you play paintball and you get shot right away, and you're like, God damn it, I gotta sit
Yeah,
here
I
for
gotta
20
take all
minutes.
this equipment off. That's why we're not paintballing at your bachelor party.
Dude, we
I
have to.
know you.
We
No,
have
we're
to.
not.
No, it's unlimited wipe-offs, dude.
I'm out.
You
I'm
have
out.
to get someone to tag.
I'm out. I'm not doing the paintball. I know you.
How do you wipe it
I
down?
know you and
You
your
just wipe it
brothers.
off. What do you mean?
You and your brothers are scum, dude.
There
You
won't
guys
be
are
any
the
friendly fire.
Japanese.
There won't be any friendly fire.
You guys in paintball. You guys are the Japanese Imperial Army.
Are you serious?
You guys are scum, dude.
What?
I'll be on a death march.
We'll be on our own team. We'll be playing against strangers. We'll be squatted up.
Oh, really?
I thought-
Well, then,
I
yeah,
hope
that'd
so.
be
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
It's
that'd
so,
be
fucking fun. You have to.
All right.
The last time I went paintballing, it was like, it was that kind of thing. You get the handout equipment, and then you play people who are like pros.
I'm not doing
That's
anything
like
against
automatic
Billy
weapons.
in paintball.
Do you
He is
light
a
'em up?
scumbag.
You're trained. You're a trained gunner.
I am a trained killer,
Yeah.
but I'm a U.S. soldier. I follow the Geneva Convention. I know none of you do. I won't get into this dirty war. Listen. So Jim and his boys get hit with U.S. bombs.
Yeah.
This is eventually some Russians.
sucks.
Eventually Russians liberate them. So the Russians come in and are like, this was sick. And I called Chris about it. This was a nice thing. So while he's leaving this camp, he sees the Japanese guards, which were cocksuckers,
Yeah.
start to finish. Like at this point, Jim had a fucked up face because a guard just beat the fuck out of him. An interrogation thing that was one of the guards hit him. They brought him into a dark, like an interrogation room, and were like, was it okay that he hit you? And he was like, and when he hesitated, they hit him again. And they just beat him for no, like, I mean,
Fuck.
shit like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, he weighs 90 pounds.
Yeah.
That's who they're hitting. They're hitting when you see Holocaust footage, like
Yeah.
that's who you're hitting.
They're beating them
You're
up.
beating those dudes up.
Oh. It's fucked up. What the fuck are you looking at me for?
I know where you're going.
What are you talking
I've
about?
heard you talk about the elderly, how you'd like to hit them. That would be you, dude. You'd be like, I wonder if I can literally crack this guy's head off.
I mean, I could have, but I wouldn't do that, obviously. I could probably literally behead someone with a punch. If they were that emaciated, I could probably...
He actually, which is funny, I'm sure this Japanese guard thought that. He noticed the guard started slapping him after the first punch because he was like, I definitely hurt his hand with my face. He tried to like punch him and definitely just hit like a cheekbone and was like, "Oh, fuck."
He started slapping him.
Yeah, it was like, you better listen to me.
Oh, that sucks.
So the Russians,
Probably like, threw like one of these like.
the Russians liberated him, and he was like, the last time I saw those guards, the Russians were taking them out. Like they were like walking together, and he was like, I just assumed they were taking them behind a wall to fucking execute them.
Oh,
Which fucking rules.
Yeah,
I love.
that had to be
We
nice.
talked about this.
I'd be so happy.
So nice to watch your enemies fall into Russian hands instead of American, and be like, "Oh, nice, the Russians are here."
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be
The
so
Russians
happy.
showed up and were like, "Don't worry, we're here to fuck Japan up," and it was like, "Yes."
Oh,
dude.
there's no better person to come
Just Terminator.
save you than the Russians.
Just a bunch of Russians with vodka, just like, "Don't worry, comrades, we're here to fuck. We're gonna murder these
Yeah.
motherfuckers."
We've come up with some really creative ways to
Yeah, here's
kill
how we're gonna
people.
kill them. We're gonna
Yeah.
shoot them all in the head.
Yeah.
We're not gonna hurt them. We're just gonna we're gonna kill all these dudes at once. Like,
Oh.
all right, thanks, Russia.
Yeah, they're already thinking about like the cleanup.
It's like exactly. Just get casually
Totally,
shot.
just to
Yeah.
get casually executed just blows.
Sounds
Just
like-
somebody like, yeah, you are gone. you're out.
Yeah, I think that's what they did when they like with Nazi officers. I know that when they found they
They
just,
did
like,
some
went
torturing.
down a line and just like
They did do that. They definitely, the Russians and Germans definitely got after it when it
Yeah,
comes to
that's personal.
not nice killings. Yeah, that was very, very personal. But same with the Russians and the Japanese. They had been at war. They'd been at war for a very long time, and neither of those two were willing to not commit war crimes.
So they're pretty.
Both of them pretty much got down with war crimes.
I was wondering that if the Russian and the Japanese, it seems like they might
Yeah.
have a little beef.
They had beef from 1905. Remember that? I told you they snuck attack their fucking navy.
Exactly. So they
the
came
Russo-Japan, they've always been kind of at war, especially over Korea and Manchuria, that area. And now the Chinese are up there saying this is
True.
ours. So Jim survives all this. We're still on Jim. Mario's back. He's playing for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's
He's dead.
Rudy status.
Jim is finally, they're all put on a boat. Him and his boys, they're saved. The Ruskies come, then the Allied, then the U.S. comes. They put them on a ship to send them back home. Turns out they're in this, I forget where the fuck they were. I forget what town they were in or what city. And there's a fucking typhoon's coming. So they're like, all right, it's better to be out at sea when this thing hits versus in the harbor. So we're going to leave tonight. They go out to sea. They hit a fucking mine. This is after the war. The war's done.
Jesus.
These guys survived the whole war in a prison camp, and then they're on their way home, and they hit an old Japanese mine that's still out there. And so the ship has a hole in it. I think like 12 dudes died in the bomb. And then that fucking typhoon comes. So this thing's engine room was flooded in that bomb, so it's just adrift. He said you had to tie yourself to the ship to not fall overboard because they were all on the deck because the ship was flooded. And he said the water, you'd have to look straight up to see the top of the waves that were coming over the ship. Crazy.
So there's killer
Jesus
waves.
Christ.
Killer waves. And there was a gaping hole in the ship.
Oh.
Gaping. All right. Anyway, I forget how that
And
resolves,
is he
but
like-
they
he's like
survived that.
115
They
at
They
this
survived. At this point, he's bulking a little. He's been getting some roast beef and
Doctor's
some ice
orders
cream.
are like.
Doctors ordered ice. Well, that's what they did. The U.S. for some reason kind of wanted to hide how bad the atrocities were against them.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they like fed all these soldiers as much as possible, gave them ice cream and cookies and all that shit
Nice.
to like fatten them up before they sent them back to their parents to be like, you know, you can't send a skeleton back and be like, well, thanks.
Use
Thanks
them
for
up.
giving us your son.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So this is wild. So he survives that shipwreck, gets the whole way home. When he gets home, before he meets his parents, he wants to spend a night to like eat more, relax, like shower. He goes to a hotel. Then the next day he goes to a barber shop
Yeah.
and he's getting his haircut before he sees his parents. And while he's getting his haircut in his hometown, this barber is like, doesn't know it's him. And he's like, oh man, how terrible is this? There's a family in this town whose two of their sons, his two brothers, died in war, and the other one's in a prison camp.
Jesus.
He hadn't even talked or heard to from his family. He had no idea his brothers even joined the army. And he's sitting there getting his haircut, and he hears that his two brothers fucking died.
Jesus.
And he was like, he had to get up, and he called his sister and was like, come pick me up.
Oh.
He was going to show up, but he was like, I can't move.
Yeah.
So he gets home, and he's like, it's pretty emotional. He says his name his dad called him was Pat. His dad's like, Pat. He said, Paul. It was just one word each. He went home. But
Damn.
this is what got me fired up. Was since when he
He
came
didn't mail
home.
them a letter when he got out?
I think the U.S. did. I think the U.S. was like, "Hey, your son's on his way home."
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? He did include that he had corresponded with them, but he just assumed they were kind of ignoring or omitting his questions about his brothers. They never responded about his brothers, and he didn't know why. Which is great because the first thing his mom says to him when he gets back, when he gets home after fucking 5 years of this, she's like, "I got some bad news for you." It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. On the ship back, that was the first bed he had been in 4 years. In 4 years. At one point, he's so weak in this one camp. They gave him blankets in Manchuria because it was 10 degrees out. They gave him these little shitty wool blankets. He couldn't, first off, he couldn't lift the blanket up. He was that weak and emaciated. And then when he put the blanket on him, the weight of it hurt. It hurt his body to use the blanket. And then he would say, if I took it off, I would freeze to death. So I just hurt all night. And he was like, at that point, I was used to hurting. It was nothing to hurt.
Jesus.
At one point, he has a death rattle. So at night, like if your buddies were sleeping, you would have a death rattle. So the guy who was about to die while he was sleeping was like, like that's how they would like snore, and everyone was like, "Oh, that guy's fucking dead." Jim did that. One day he woke up and his bunkmate was like, "You had that death rattle last night, dude." He stayed awake for like 4 days. He was like, "If I go to sleep, I'm fucking dead."
What the fuck?
He was like, "It would have been so easy to just go to sleep and die."
Oh, yeah,
He's like,
dude.
"But he just kept trying to get home." It was fucking sick.
That's awesome.
Here's the part that got me. Here's the part that made me like. So this guy, he works 4 years
Yeah.
in a fucking prison camp. Gets the whole way home. Survives that bombing, all that shit. He said he has a reoccurring dream almost every night where he wakes up, or in the dream, he's on the other side of this vast ocean. And he knows he's been there before and that it's going to take immense work and pain and time to get the whole way back home again. And he's like, and every time I'm like, I feel like totally disheartened and heartbroken, all this shit. He's like, but every single time in all those dreams, I start walking. It's like, let's go.
That's fucking awesome.
Let's go.
That's fucking awesome.
That's it. That's the
Damn.
podcast.
He would pump himself up every night.
Every night he'd be going to sleep like, fuck, I have to do this again.
Oh,
Well, you were saying
And
also
then he
that
takes
when
that
they're,
step forward, bro.
when they're
Damn.
in the camps, they like everyone would just dream that they were out. Every dream.
He
was
said
like,
everybody
I'm
had
out.
the same dream, that they were always free and getting set free, and then you'd wake up just, and he was like, it killed dudes. Like, it would kill dudes. Like, if you had a dream that you were home or with your wife or your girlfriend, he was like, dudes that had wives and girlfriends, he's like, they didn't make it because they were so fucking heartbroken.
Jesus Christ.
Although Mario made it. He had Bay. He just wanted to fucking run the pigskin.
Yeah.
He just wanted to run the pigskin. One more time.
And Mario for a gain of 2.
Mario stuffed to the line, big stick. Ooh, he got fucking laid out. We let black players in. Watch out, Mario. Like, a lot has changed in the league. Just black dudes just spearing him.
Oh.
Jim's mom must be your roommate's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, true. I actually have bad news. It's like, holy shit, I'm home. I survived. The most incredible odds. I survived and made it home. Your brothers are dead. Both your brothers are dead. Yeah. But that got me going, dude.
That's a
that
fucking, that pumped me up,
I
man.
start walking. I was like, yo,
That's fucking awesome.
that's life, dude. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, just